What are we made of? The total of all parts. Perhaps something greater beats in our own hearts.
Haven't I been here before? The same place, the same place.
Hello, everybody. We're live. Yay. We made it and we survived. Both Richard and I finally got to sleep last night around 5:30. Although you had to wake up not long after that to upload the video, but we've been cranking this out the last couple weeks, all the way up to the end, and we're super excited about what we're about to share with everybody. How do you feel?
I'm exhausted. So I say the sooner we start to bring people on, the better, because then I don't have to be the person talking.
I love it. That's there you go. That's real. So let's just jump in first, and I want to bring on the rest of our production team that was with us the entire time that we were doing this. And so we have Rachel Elise Johnson, Nathan Nonhoff, and Lonnie Hughes. Hey guys, Lonnie, you're looking fly, dude. That's I did not
I feel
get the memo.
fly. I just need to be swatted at this point. No.
Wishful thinking.
That's hilarious. Oh man,
It's good to be here.
Good. How do you guys feel about this? I know it's been a whirlwind here the last couple of weeks.
They haven't seen any
together.
I sound drunk.
Oops, there was feedback. I got rid of it though. We're good.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. I mean, so we've seen snippets, and we of course know the amazing work, but all we've really gotten is kind of what everybody else got, other than, an understanding of when things roll out. I do have to say though, I've seen some of what this cast has done, and I've heard what they're doing, and I'm just so excited to watch this tonight. I've been waiting for this. I'm beyond excited to see this amazing work. And these voices, are you kidding me? I cannot get over how talented this cast is. It's just insane.
Yeah. This is Richard and I were talking about this. This is so far, I mean, I think so we've been fortunate that so far this has been consecutive for us, but so far this is the best this show has sounded, and we're super excited about that. A lot of that process is because we've been learning a lot too along the way that we're doing all these shows, and this is really cool. We have 6 new songs that are in this show that nobody's heard before, and we just after the festival in June, we kind of took the whole show and turned it on its head and really kind of figured out what worked and what didn't, and Richard just came back with some really cool ideas, and then we went for it, and we get to show everybody the culmination of that tonight, and I think that's super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, being that I co-directed the first one, even though this is a totally different, I'm really anxiously eager to see the difference in the musicality, and a little bit of what I heard. It sounds like it's going to be such a rift for not only the storytelling, but for I want to say a modernization of telling a story, which I think I'm kind of really interested in, because I know we leaned in one way before, and now I think we're leaning in another direction, which is more of who Bayard really embodied, which is his spirit and that joyous and that elemental of kind of like the charismatic person that made him Bayard. So I'm really super excited about it. I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and for the people who've seen, the other versions of Bayard, this is going to be kind of a treat, because to Lonnie's point, a lot of it is seen a change, and I don't know, the energy is different. And I'm excited to feel that movement and that drive in it.
Yeah, this is something that's really it's you know, because it's historic, it has a different progression for us than maybe something that's not historic, because there's also this added element that we're not only learning things as writers ourselves, you know, as we continue to present this, but we're also able to share it as we continue to present this with the people who actually knew Bayard. And every time we do that, they're giving us feedback. You know, I mean, we all, you know, I think everyone remembers, at least the five of us remember 2 weeks ago when we sat on Facebook with Fatima, and we were able to just kind of pick her brain and ask her and cherry pick some questions about who Bayard was to her, knowing that she has seen, you know, elements of what we've done, you know, in the past. And so that's the other part of this, is that there's a different kind of progression, because we're not only progressing in storytelling, we're also progressing in accuracy, and that's extremely fulfilling. Do you want to speak to that? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was going to ask
if Richard wanted to.
You guys. Yeah, a question on that, probably that same note. Like, when it comes to like this transformation, especially Richard, like, how, like, do you ever get nervous about, like, oh, I'm going to go in, like, am I going to destroy something that's already there, or do you kind of like have that element of like, no, okay, my balls got big, I am going to actually take it to the wall and we're going to do something? I mean, do you ever, like, can you speak to that?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I teach writers, you know, regionally teaching writers how to approach the real life folks while still writing the tales that they're writing. And I think you have to ultimately always add, there's always going to be some tale of fiction to it, because you obviously can't find every aspect of their life. So you're really just trying to hit the spirit and the tone of that person, as opposed to the accuracy of that moment. And I think that's what makes the big difference. When you see a lot of works that people get mad about, it's because it's not that the moment is not right. It's literally because the spirit and tone are so off from who that person is, that it no longer represents them. What I like about our musical is I always feel like anyone that is an openly gay male in the 1950s, 60s, 40s, you know, has to be at the edge and the cusp of what culture really is, you know, and also the edge of innovation. And you look at Bayard's life, and he was always at that. I mean, he was on Broadway. He released an album. You know, he did all these things before, you know, when most Black people weren't even thinking that they could do these things. So I like to think of him as that kind of innovator. And so we really just felt the spirit of that in the music and led with that overall. And so I don't feel that way. I'm never nervous about it. Honestly, I don't even think about it. When John Lewis was watching Freedom Writers, I don't remember ever thinking, I wonder if I got that right. And he was watching his story unfold. I think I was thinking, I hope he likes it. I hope I take him back to a time where he goes, oh, I remember that. Not the situation, but the feeling and the tone. And he goes, man, what a time to be alive, you know, at that point. So that's what I really go for. I also know that, like, the people who we represent are more gracious than times the people that love them or their loved ones, because they build a more iconic figure of that person. And so their memory of that person has a totally different tone than the public image of that person. And it's skewed towards that. They, you know, so this is not the intimate Bayard, right? This is the public figure Bayard. And I think sometimes the loved ones don't have an understanding of that as much as the icons themselves do.
I love that. Well, I think I mean, you know, you don't have Bayard the musical without an amazing actor that can play Bayard Rustin in the show. Let's bring him on. We have Deontay with us, and let's just get to it, because I know that everyone's excited to see and talk with him, and then later to hear him. So Deontay, hey buddy, how you doing?
Hi, Hi everyone.
Hey, there's that beautiful smile.
It's good to see you. How do you feel after a week of singing to your camera?
You know, I feel nice to be actually talking to people.
Yes.
No, it was. I mean, it was definitely a. I mean, it was honestly a really fun process. It was fun to. I love Bayard, and the more and more I the more and more I learn about him, the more and more I research. I fall in love with his story, just like who he was, and how he impacted lives back then and now. You know, so. It's always so incredibly rewarding just to be able to say like, wow, I'm portraying this monument.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been great. Ricky, I'm loving this hat, by the way.
Thank you.
Who's got the best hats?
I like hats. I should wear my other one, but this one will do.
You like the last red carpet where you changed it every time.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I did. Yeah, that's right. I have a question for Deontay. I mean, for most people out there that don't know, obviously Deontay has been with us on Freedom Riders, and then he's killing it on Broadway before COVID happened in Hamilton. Which I didn't get to see him in because I wasn't that cool, but Taryn got to see him.
I did. I saw him as Washington, and he got the biggest standing ovation, like a bigger standing ovation than the end of the show got. Like, I'm not kidding. Everyone like started literally screaming at him during George Washington's coming home. It was nuts.
To be fair, that is a pretty common place where they scream. So you're very sweet. Listen, I'll take it.
No, I love it.
But you've also experienced Bayard before. This is your third time doing Bayard with us. So you've seen it through the couple of other iterations musically. What for you set out this time around as opposed to last time musically? And it doesn't have to be good. Whatever.
Oh no! Well, I like to say that I experienced this music 4 times around. The first time I experienced it was in the apartment in Long Island City.
Yes.
Yeah.
He showed me the opening number, and my initial response was, "That is really high."
I remember that now. I remember that.
So I think that the most what made it different for me this time is there are some lower keys in there, which I appreciate. I love that. I'm here for that. No, but I also really love the new music, and I think that I felt like I was able to just like have a bit more fun with it this time around, simply because this past summer was really, it was really a heavy moment for all of us, but for the Black community, for the trans community in particular, like there was a lot of death, there was a lot of violence, and it was really hard to, while I felt so empowered to be able to tell the story of this activist, and while I felt so grateful to just learn so much, it was hard to wake up to the injustices in the world today, and then go into rehearsal and really and to research the injustices back then and be like, oh, we're really not that far off. Like it's not that different. It's not that different. And it was, and there were moments like that were discouraging, but being able to, the concert version of it, the music for this show is just so incredible. And it was just really fun to sing. Like it was so fun to just like sing and have a good time. and sort of just like take myself out of it and understand that like I am while I am telling this story and while I am able to sort of pay my respects to this man, to a hero of mine, I am not there, and it's because of him and people like him that we are not there. And that I can walk around and say I am a gay Black man, and not fear that, what I mean, which is not something that could have been said back then. So I just approached it with from a space of gratitude. So I don't know if I answered your question. I went off on a tangent.
No, I liked what you said. I think what you said is super important, because I think in the time period, you're right. Not only was it all of those things, but it was also the experience of the Black actor within theater. We were talking a lot about at that time too, and I know that a lot of Black actors just felt drained about that process of having to help their white allies understand, the Black actor's plight and journey that they've had to go through, and it just the whole time period just felt super draining. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, these poor people, actors, because you're not only facing it in just personal life, now you're having to come here and try to learn a show that we're trying to raise money for Actors Fund. I mean, it's just so complicated.
Right.
So, but I'm glad this is a cleaner process.
Well, it was also, I mean, it's to be clear, I mean, as difficult as the process was last time, and in terms of just the emotional toll that it takes, but just like outside of the emotional toll that just like living, being a Black person in America takes on you, it doesn't take away from the necessity of the process. It doesn't take away from the necessity of there was a need. There is a need for this show. There is a need for this story. You know what I mean? I mean, we don't learn about Bayard. We don't learn that he's not taught in the history books. The erasure of Black culture and gay culture and Black gay culture is so incredibly real. So I mean, to just be a part of reinserting him back into history. I mean, kudos to you and to Taryn and to the entire Temecula Community Theater team, and just like and to everyone involved, and to Lonnie and hi Lonnie. Just kudos to all of you.
Thank you.
Telling the story. I mean, it's so important.
Well, your performance, I'm excited for people to see this, because your performance is enlightening, and it's beautiful, and it's effervescent, and it's effortless, and it's the vocals themselves. I mean, we all know you're super talented vocally, but it's the emotion that you're able to build into that vocal, and from your movement, from in a run, the runs don't feel like they're just runs to show off. The runs feel like they are emotional transitions being physicalized through the vocal. And that itself is a gift, because there's so many talented singers out there, but there's not many talented singers that can convey the message of a song in such a way that you feel it. And you do such a great and wonderful job of that. And we're so, happy that you took time out of your schedule to be our Bayard again, because you're great at it. So thank you, Deontay.
Thank you for calling me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Where you go, Taryn?
Sorry, I pieced out for a minute. So I think I have a question for you as well, Deontay. Obviously, the very first time that we presented the music of Bayard publicly was at 54 Below, which was in June of 2019, and you were our Bayard at that point as well. And I know this is going to be a little bit of a different question, because we haven't sat down outside of a concert and really done a scripted version of this with you. But what I would love to know is, what are the things this time around that you feel like you're connecting with Bayard on, in terms of, like, obviously he's such a force that you never stop learning about him. And I can only imagine, I know as a writer, I feel a certain way, but I can only imagine as someone who's actually portraying him that there's still things that you're discovering about him as well. And I'd love to know this time around, what are those things that you feel like you were discovering?
I mean, I have never felt more connected to who Bayard was as a person and performer than I do this time around. Just sort of, Ricky, you were saying something earlier, or I believe Lonnie was saying this as well, where there is a lightheartedness to Bayard in this particular iteration that I really identified with. I mean, because anyone who knows me knows that I just love joking, and I love to laugh and smile and joke with the best of them. It's sort of like when I think about Ricky, when I think about what you were saying earlier about Bayard, like he was not only did he fight not only did he fight injustices for all people, not just gay, not just black, he fought for everyone. But he was also on Broadway. He released an album. He was an entire human being who loved music and loved theater and loved performing. And I'm like, wow, that feels like me. That is exactly, everything that I am and everything that I want to do and everything that I see myself doing. And it's just like, wow, I can't believe that this person who made it possible for me to be here, for me to do everything I'm doing, did the exact things that I want to do. And I'm like, wow, let me pull out my writer's pen and figure something out, because this iteration just gave me a connection to him, just in terms of his heart, not in terms of what he felt was necessary to fight for, but just like the joy that he carried along with him as well, the way that he was a light for others. And I try to practice that in my daily life, and not perfect, so I don't always succeed, but I try to definitely display myself as a sounding board, as someone to confide in, and I just feel very connected to him on that front. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense to me.
I love that. Let's so we have about 20 minutes left here before we're going to give people a break to go get ready to watch the show. So in this last segment here, let's bring on some of the rest of the cast members, because this is an ensemble piece of insanely talented people. I can't wait for everybody to just see what these people bring, because it's stupid. It's amazing. We have Kyla Balling, we have Andreas Weider with us, and Alexandria Wood. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us. Let me rearrange this a little bit.
We also have Nathan, who's also part of the cast too.
Oh, and of course, and Nathan here. There we go. Boom. That's the layout. I like it. How is everyone doing?
Really good. Woo! So good. Happy opening night.
So happy opening night. So I think that the one of the crazy things about this process is obviously the adaptability as actors of trying to do what you're trained to do without an audience in front of you or without other people to interact with, and that's extremely. I'm sure that everyone pulls it off so well that no one's going to know how hard that really is to do without the interaction of everybody. And you guys really pull it off. There are moments throughout this entire concert where it looks like you guys are interacting with each other, like it just looks so real. But it's not. Everyone was alone in their rooms. So let's talk about that. Kyla, what was it like being alone?
Wait. Also, I mean, before Kyla starts talking, this was Kyla's first time doing a show with us. Kyla and Alexandria and Andrea are all new to Alan and Gray. Part of the family. So welcome.
Welcome.
Super awesome.
Andreas sang with
Christmas
us
show.
for Christmas. Yeah.
But yeah, tell us, Kyla.
Awkward. I've never, honestly, like, I haven't really done like a lot of self tapes either. So like I had no experience recording myself do anything. So having to do it on my own without like, feeding off of another actor was incredibly difficult. I even had one of my brothers come in and like sit there and watch me. So I have someone to look at because we wanted to still be authentic, but yeah, it was difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. And you have hard songs. I mean, so Kyla, for those of you who don't know, Kyla plays our Julia Rustin. It's Bayard's grandmother. And in this show, we did not go easy on Julia at all. This is like, you have to be a diva. You have to be like if Patti LaBelle's not available, you have to find someone else to replace. And Kyla came in and like tore it up. I don't know how you do it, because I remember we were watching your audition tape and we're like, it's like, we had to give you a note on like, Kyla, can you at least look like you're trying? Like, because you were hitting these notes and it looked like you were just like talking. Like, how does that work? I don't understand that. But
It's true.
Yeah.
Seriously gifted, so gifted. And that wasn't my note, that was Karen's note.
I got a great performance. But yeah, really, really exciting. And Kyla has such a unique voice, everybody. Like, I don't know how to explain you. I would explain you as a mezzo, but you're such a powerful alto. And then all of a sudden you're like, just kidding, I'm a high soprano. And like, you have both sides of it, and everyone's going to see that multiple times tonight in this show, and it's super, super exciting. Kyla, what was as far as learning the music but also getting into character, what were some of the things for you takeaway wise in getting into that character for doing this concert?
I think the biggest thing was, since I've never played a grandmother before, I wanted to like approach it in a way that was kind of like realistic with me. So I definitely wanted to be like a bit more like playful. But because the music is so fun, like the score is so fun, I think there's just so much room for interpretation. And I really kind of was a challenge for me. I feel like, although it's been only like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, this whole entire process, I feel like I have grown just as an actor, and to be able to really, develop characters and just utilize the material that's given to you. And yeah, I think that it's been such like this opportunity wouldn't have come out, it's sad it took this situation for this kind of like opportunity, but I'm grateful for it.
Sure.
Yeah, I would also say that your performance brought a sense of like sultriness to it that I didn't think about for the character. It's almost like, it reminds me of something like Billie Holiday at her height. You know what I mean? In a sense of like playing these like wonderful jazz clubs and that kind of style and sultriness and woman empowerment and honesty and knowing herself. And that's what I really liked about it, because I was like, yeah, that's a cool take, So yeah, I appreciate it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I agree. It gives us so much new information as writers too, because you're constantly seeing different adaptations, and with every adaptation is also adaptations in the way that we want to present Julia. And you brought something completely new that we haven't seen yet, and I'm super, super excited for people to see that version of Julia, because it's really cool. It's really cool. Andreas, I promise I'm coming back to you, but I want to move over to Alexandria real quick. Alexandria Wood, hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. Good. So Alexandria plays our Dorothy Height in the show, and Dorothy Height is one of the two lead women outside of Julia that we have. We have Dorothy, and then we have Ella Baker, and actually Asia is here. Hi, Asia. We're gonna talk to you in a minute too about Ella. But Dorothy Height, and we decided this time around to really, one of the big things that Richard and I wanted to work on since the last version of Bayard that we did digitally in June, we really wanted to work on giving each of the big six a very unique style in the way that they came with their vocal performance. And so Dorothy Height, we turned into a speed rapper. And so in real life, Dorothy was an extremely very proper, extremely
She was also
lady.
a huge speaker at the same time. You know, she was very well known for her speeches at that time.
Yeah.
She was considered a great orator, and had she been a man at that time, she would have been probably just as famous as Martin Luther King Jr.
Totally. Yeah. She's powerful. And so what we did with that is we because she was that orator and gifted at speech, we made her a speed rapper in this version. And so it's such a unique blend of trying to have someone who can sing well but also rap extremely fast. And we found it. It's Alexandria. She's incredible. And how do you feel about all this, Alexandria? What was the process like?
Ooh, okay. So the process was it was very difficult. It was a lot of fun though, to really challenge my voice and to challenge like everything that I really learned up to this point. It was very hard on the vocals, you know, going from singing in a strong alto to opera to speed rapping, and it was all over the place. But to see it all come together and to do the filming and the takes and to have Richard and Taryn really just be motivating behind the scenes and just be like, okay, like that sounds great. And it was very comforting all in all. Yeah.
Do you have a background in rapping at all? Like where does that gift come from?
I mean, I'm a huge fan of rap music. So like when I'm in my car, like growing up, like my dad and I would just rap in the car but like besides that, like, I mean, I'm a huge Nicki fan. I'm a huge fan of really any female rapper or male rapper. So I think it was a lot of fun to tap into a side of myself that I never really expressed in public or in theater. And so to have that option to really just let loose and like be completely wild with my words and my flow was extremely empowering and fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for people to settle down, Terry. I'm excited for people to see you, you know, because I think ultimately it's going to be a surprise, which is great. You know, you always want that in the show. But what I love about it is like you're a lot of other shows that do hip hop in their show they don't always give a lot of opportunities to women to rap a lot. You know what I mean? And what I really love is that kind of sense of empowerment, because some of my biggest and my favorite hip hop artists are women, you know, from Queen Latifah to Salt and Pepper to like all of those. And so I can't remember how we got there was I was referencing this song. Dang it, what's the name of it, Taryn? Do you remember it?
Was it the Nicki
Supersonic? Have you heard of Supersonic? It's an old school song called Supersonic. Yeah,
Nope.
speed raps in there. Yeah, that was it. Supersonic. It's like it's a late night song, you know, but the speed rap is in there, and so that's where we're like, yeah, that we need to bring, because you know ultimately we're going through the journey of all Black music over decades. That's what we're trying to do with this musical. So that was one aspect of it, and you just killed it. But also switched so well, you know. You did the duality that we were looking for within this character, because we're playing in perception and what happens behind closed doors for all of these characters, and you were able to show that duality so well. So kudos. Yeah, I'm excited for people to see you and discover you and ask you for your mixtape.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Mixtape needs to happen next. I'm a big music nerd, and you remind me of like you're in the same, to me, I would put you in the same vein as Left Eye in sort of your tonality. I hope you take that as a compliment, because I love
definitely do.
so I'm really excited, because in my head I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? Modern Left Eye, let's do this. and then I heard what you came with, and it's just your own thing it's Alexandria Wood, and I'm so excited for people to hear what that is, because it's really cool. It's really cool. Asia, hi.
You skipped Andreas. You gotta get.
I know. Okay. All right. I was doing ladies first, but we'll move to Andreas.
Let's get him, and then we'll get Asia.
All right, Andreas.
Thanks, Ricky. It's okay. I want to let you know. Thank you.
How you doing? Asia's camera went out anyway, so that's fine. How's that?
Hi, y'all. I'm doing so well. I'm so excited to see this. I'm so honored to be here. I'm feeling so good.
So everyone, Andreas plays John, who is Bayard's lover in the show, and I'll let Ricky kind of expound on this. But I just want to say real quick, the performance that the two of you give, like you would swear you were in the same room. It is so beautiful, and like
it is beautiful.
And like I fall in love watching it. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like the two of you are just. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the breakup song is like just kill me now. Just so yeah. It's
good. I mean, oh my gosh, I was crying.
This character is sort of like an amalgamation of like a bunch of guys that Bayard probably dated, and because we didn't want to like just pull someone. It's such a sensitive subject in the sense like his widow's still alive, so I don't want to be like, hey, let me just pull out this letter. You know what I mean? I wanted it to be somewhat of the moment of what it meant to be a gay man and discovering that in the 60s. You know, I really wanted to go that route and see, okay, what does that look like in that discovery of the sense of, I want to come out, but there's this world, here's this openly gay male, and he's rocking it, and he's doing it. Can I do the same thing as he's doing? And falling in love with him because he's open and he's honest and he's real and he's vulnerable, and that's what that character gravitates to. So that's how that John Davis, that character, came about.
So beautiful. I was honored. I mean, I watched so much of what Deontay had done the other times around too, and I mean, I wish I could have been in the same room as him, because so incredible. Like, it was such a joy to get to sing these beautiful songs. Like, y'all are stunning. And as you said, I mean, truly, it's also not lost on me that I'm a white gay man who is blessed enough to be in this virtual room with so much Black excellence. You know, like, I am just floored. I'm stunned. I'm grateful. I don't even want to talk too much. Like, y'all can have the floor, but I'm just so happy to be here. And you all are so amazing. This is such a joy, because this story needs to be too. That is so true. As
you did such a wonderful job. I mean, we want to highlight you as well, because you're able to get it to a sense of honesty that I think, had you guys been in the same room, would have been like, I can't wait to get this thing on stage, because I just think there's a sense of honesty and vulnerability about you both that would just go back and forth. And it's the love story it's the gay love story that we need on Broadway. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways, it's like just beautiful and human, and to see that happen with, you know, Bayard Rustin, this character, or this person, is truly, truly awesome and incredible. So great job. I'm excited for you to see it.
I'm so excited too. Thank you.
We got
I
Asia
love it.
back.
Asia, you're back.
I know.
Hi.
Oh, it's like it's kicking me out. Crazy. Hi.
How you
Hey.
doing?
I'm alive. How are y'all?
Alive. Good. We're doing well. We're tired, but we're good. So Asia plays our Ella Baker, and Asia, you've been with us since the second showing of our show when we did it at the El Museo de Barrio in Harlem. When was that? In last summer?
2 summers ago. It's been like 2 summers.
2 summers ago? Oh man, 2019. Jeez. Woo. Yeah. First of all, let me bring you to the middle of the screen here. There we go. All right. I like that. We're of course always thrilled to have you with us. And this time around, you get your own song. Hey.
I love working with you guys. I love the content that we get to perform in, the setting, the fact that it's so supportive, the fact that I get to meet other phenomenal Black, white artists of all over, especially places that I don't get to go to, like LA, to meet so many fantastic people that really care about something and display it on a month given to Black folks. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, and you just to talk about Asia, your obviously your performance fantastic. I mean, I'm not just saying this. Everybody, I had to watch these a lot because I was editing, and I could watch it 1,000 times, and I can't. I mean, I love our shows, and I like watching them, but there's not many times where I can say, oh my gosh, I can listen to that all day, and it's truly because. This is why actors on Broadway should, and period, wherever it is, should be getting a percentage of the creative work money, because you do so much work in bringing a character to life that I can write so much, and I think I'm a really great writer ultimately, but there's only so much I can do, to create this 3D character. And it's the choices that you make that make it really human and make it really something that comes off that page. And Asia, you're all a testament to that. And Asia, you give me Ella Baker that I always wanted. There's a sass, there's a sauciness. You know what I mean? There's the thing that I always thought, well, if the 60s hadn't existed, this is how Ella Baker would have been for sure. If she didn't have to live up to the optics of what a woman leader needed to be in order to be seen and heard, I imagine that this sass would have been a huge part of it, because she was already sassy. If you know Elle Baker, she was like feisty and kind of well known for that. She would walk into Martin Luther King Jr.'s office and let him know when he was doing something wrong and when he wasn't. She was just a big deal. So you embody that and you show that, and obviously your choices are awesome, and we're always really appreciative of you, and just because you're also fun to work with. She's just fun, even though right now you're a ghost and you're in the dark.
She's disappeared. I have to like take 2 seconds and say something. So as someone who is not like creatively a part of this, right? I'm not a writer, I'm not a performer in this, I didn't direct. I have to say that there is something so genuinely powerful and amazing about what happened. You have 2 phenomenal writers who told the story about a man and the people around this man who impacted the lives of millions upon millions of human beings and people still today. And then you have these amazing, talented performers who take these very real people and these artistic interpretations of their emotions and lives, and they bring them to life with their own experiences and their own human interaction. And there's something so beautiful about art being used in this way and the impact it can have and the storytelling it can do. So I just have to say thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of this, being in this room with all these amazing, talented people, because these are the stories that need to be told. And if it weren't for you, we'd never get to hear them.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's exciting.
Well, that's
Super
I mean
exciting.
that's a beautiful place to wrap. I think you know we have we have about 8 minutes here before it goes live, and
Yeah,
for those of
the
you,
cool thing is, well, we should let everybody know it is. You don't have to watch it exactly 8 o'clock. It will be streaming. So, and I think we have it up on our site as well. Is that right?
so we have on our site. There's going to be a link to the Temecula Valley Theater Facebook page, just to make it easier if you don't want to try to search for them. If you go straight to our website,
Yeah.
there's a click here button that'll take
Can
you
we just
there.
Can we just embed the YouTube link into our website that we can just watch there?
I can try. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think after it goes live, I'll be able to do that for sure.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
do that because that'll be easier for everybody. But it'll be streaming, and you know, it's a great opportunity to share with a lot of folks for Black History. You guys are phenomenal. I hope you love your performances as much as I love your performances. I'm a fan of all of you.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how long will it be streaming?
I think it
It's gonna be-
streams till Sunday.
Yeah, till the 1st.
Oh, slay. Okay, great.
Yeah. We're super excited for everyone to see it. If you want to watch it live, that's when we're watching it too. So we'll be interacting with you, and we'll be there watching it here in just a couple minutes. We're just as excited as everyone else to finally see the whole piece all together, and to share Bayard with everybody. So thank you, everyone. Richard, talk us out.
Well, these beautiful faces and beautiful voices, and I'm very thankful for all of them. And great job. And, you know, Taryn doesn't get a lot of credit, but you know, all of those I don't arrange, so I'm not doing the arrangements. Taryn is doing the arrangements, and those are all coming from his creative mind. So, you know, and he spends a lot of hours doing it. So I'm thankful that I have a writing partner that can also arrange, because that's what helps us set ourselves apart in a way. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Dude, even though I don't say that, I love you all. Thank you for giving your talent so that we could speak to the excellence of Blackness and the value of it, you know, and how it has changed the world and will continue to do so.
See you, everybody.
That's it.
Thank you.
Bye.
What are we made of? The total of all parts. Perhaps something greater beats in our own hearts.
Haven't I been here before? The same place, the same